Get an ex-girlfriend back with a successful battle plan. John broke up with his significant other but now wishes to get an ex-girlfriend back. Being an ex-soldier in the Iraq War, he knows that it is important to have an executable plan to do this. Macy, John's ex, left him for another guy who is a poet. Knowing Macy pretty well, he believes that although Macy is artistically inclined, she will never be happy for long just listening to this guy's poems. Suffice it to say, John and the poet don't possess anything in common. John starts to lay the ground for a plan to get an ex-girlfriend back. His plan had three major parts. The first move was to refine his looks and personality a little. He grew his crew-cut hair and had it cut stylishly. He got some of the books, which he remembered Macy tried to discuss with him before. He believes that if Macy was to get interested in him again, he should present himself as somebody she could want. Next on the agenda is letting Macy know that he is a desirable man that other women would like to lay their hands on. So he calls Sarah, a good friend of Macy, to set up a casual dinner date. When she accepted, John asked Macy's opinion via text as to what type of place Sarah might prefer to go for a date. Macy, unable to control her curiosity, called John at once to find out why is he going on a date with Sarah. John tells her that since they have broken up, he is trying to move on. He further says he had noticed Sarah before to be quite fascinating person and this could be the ideal time to know her better. John, of course, is hoping that if Macy objects to the idea, then there could be hope for reconciliation. True to form, Macy was quite irked and slams the phone. Now she subconsciously feels that her loss would be some woman's gain. This part of the strategy seems to working quite well. The final point of the plan was to have Sarah deliver the juicy details of the date back to Macy. John played the part of being a gentleman in his date with Sarah, complete with a single rose when he came for her, a quiet dinner in a good restaurant and a smart discussion about the books he has been reading of late. The wonderful date was ended with a friendly hug and a kiss on the cheek on Sarah's doorstep, no more than that. And as if that was not enough, he sent her a beautiful bunch of flowers the following day with the message, "Last night was wonderful. I hope it was the same for you." Sarah, as expected, could not wait to phone Macy to ask her why he let go of such a wonderful man. In the meantime, as John has predicted, the brief relationship with the poet has begun to lose its novelty and the recent developments with John had her thinking about him a lot. It was inevitable. Macy had to call John several days after his meeting with Sarah to ask if they could take another crack at a relationship. All's well that ends well. Don't you think this is a great technique on how to get an ex-girlfriend back?